Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today I'm going to talk about the overall market, S&P 500, the Nasdaq. We'll look at those things. I'll give you an update there. Just to kind of reiterate, the dollar's been getting a little bit weaker. The overall markets actually like a weaker dollar. They don't like strong dollar. Stock markets, that is. And then the 10-year yield's been backing off. But again, I think it'll be short-lived. I think the yields will remain high and probably bounce around where they're at or even go higher. So with the yields coming back and the dollar getting a little bit weaker, the overall markets are looking a little bit better. They're bouncing higher. And we'll take a look at it right here, and I'll give you my financial opinion. So here's the S&P 500. We are rolling higher here. It looks good on the short term. You can tell that we've had a reversal candlestick here with these nice wicks at the bottom. That is something that you normally see with bottoms and tops. Tops, you'll have wicks at the top. Bottoms, you'll have wicks at the bottom. And they're short-term bottoms. They're just little bounces. I'm not saying that they'll last forever. But we had a bounce here with these wicks at the bottom. We rolled on higher here, and we are closing quite strong. This could continue to the upside. So the overall markets, money's been coming back into the markets, and they've been coming into our commodities as well. Looking at the Nasdaq's bouncing as well. We have a lot of resistance up here. We're going to be coming towards that resistance area, and we'll see what happens. But right now, it looks good. We've got nice, good, strong candlestick. It finished strong. Looks very good to go higher. Looking at some of the other companies, just looking around, Chipotle put in a nice fat bullish candlestick here and here. That's a bullish piercing. This is a bullish engulfing. Usually those are bottoming patterns to move higher. So that is what it's doing. It's moving higher and it's finishing strong. It broke through that resistance, and we'll see where it goes from here. But overall, we've had a nice kind of top where it kind of came down, making lower lows and higher lows. So now we have to look for a higher high to break this downtrend movement. Looking at Apple bouncing quite strongly. Again, these are bullish engulfings down here. That is a reversal candlestick to move higher in the short term. This was one here. So it came up, came back, and then moved higher. Then we got sold back off. And these things are only good for, a short while. But it does look like we're doing a little bit of topping. We'll see where this ends up. I do think the momentum is going to carry it higher. Amazon moving on higher, looking quite strong. This one has pulled back all the way to its resistance level. This could be a good buying opportunity if the tech sector firms up. There's a nice big, you can see that nice big wick at the bottom here. So basically we came up, we broke back down, and again, I'm not buying it, but if tech is strong, if it were to be, and I don't think it necessarily will, but usually you buy on back tests. But it's bouncing here, and we'll see how high it bounces. I'm not buying it. I'm just letting everybody know the general rule. Meta platforms, Facebook, you can see this nice rounding top. It blew out to the downside. It is strengthening here in the short term. Looking at Google, Google is gotten that round top. It came on down, and we're coming back up in the short term. I don't think this, again, guys, I'm not a tech guy at this time. I will be at some point. I just don't like, I think inflation will remain resilient, and I think interest rates will continue to go up for a little while. But we're getting a bounce here. It's going to bounce up and move on higher. Are we going to do a retest of this line up here? We'll find out. We got to see if we can break that or if we're just going to come up and roll back over. Baidu heading up higher, looking quite good. Looks like it's trying to reclaim its support resistance line. Looking at Visa, Visa's moving higher. We had nice good support on that white line there, and that white line is holding. MasterCard, looking at that one, it's been moving on higher, looking good in the short term. The Trade Desk, TTD, another one that looks like it's trying to break above its resistance area, but we'll see if it works. We'll see if it happens. Again, I'm not buying any of these guys. I'm just watching them. We've got Roku. This thing had gotten absolutely slaughtered, but it's looking like it's trying to find some support down here. So this is a double top. We came all the way back down, and again, I'm not buying it, but it's right there trying to come back up. And then emerging markets looks like it's strengthening. This is one that I do own a little bit in. And here we are. It's pulled on back. I do think this will strengthen with the dollar getting weaker. If the dollar strengthens, then I think emerging markets will continue to be weak. So this is highly kind of anti-dollar play. And then looking at, let me see here. Yeah, we'll stop it there. Well, no, we can keep going. We'll go into rare earths and lithium, because lithium and rare earths seem to be tied to the overall market. So rare earth REMX looks like it's putting in a nice good bottom here. This looks like it could go potentially higher. It's strengthening. It's got nice good strength in the short term. It's an amplified move of the overall markets. And sometimes the overall markets drag this thing lower. And when it goes up, sometimes this amplifies it on the upside. Not all the time, but sometimes. But it's got a lot of movement in this to the upside. Looking at this support, it's right on support, so it looks really good. Lithium, this one has pulled back. I don't really own much in lithium. I own a little bit, but it's coming on up higher. It looks good. We've broken the downtrend line. We've come back and did a retest, a big old retest, and we're heading on higher. MP Materials looking good for a potential purchase here. Long term, it's right on that support line, looking good. I'm going to skip some of these other ones. Here is Livent is getting nice, good buying pressure there. It came back and did a retest. There it is, breaking on higher. Big old move, 14% last trading session to all-time highs. We've got Piedmont just moving sideways here. We've got ALB, Albemarle Corporation, moving on higher. So these are looking good. Lithium Americas Corporation came all the way back, kind of did a retest. It's starting to move higher. That one also looks good. But some of these have had pretty big runs in it already. Coming on down, we've got American Lithium that's right at support. This one actually looks fantastic for an entry point. Nice, good accumulation cylinder. So that one also looks good. So that's what I've got for today. But the overall markets are strong in the short term. Do I think that's going to maintain? Do I think the markets are going to roll on higher? Tough to say. I'm in the commodities sector. There's no point in me being in the overall markets if I've got commodities as cheaply priced against the stocks that they are. So I think commodities are where the spots to be. But in the short term, it does look like everything is firming up for a move higher. And then we'll watch it, and maybe it'll roll over later. It depends. We'll have to see if it breaks through its resistance lines as it goes back up, levels of support that had broken down. So if you guys are interested in getting these updates, I do it once a week for the overall markets. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website in the link below if you want to platinum membership. If you want more information on how to invest in commodities, if you want more information in general for financial education purposes, you can see all the stuff I look at, cost curves, looking at the ratios, all these things. I got all that stuff on the website. All right, guys, that's what I'll end it. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.